Hello, my friends. How are you today? It is time for Nikki's Nuggets where we talk together. I am your host and your best friend, Nicholas Efemena Orerime. When I was very little, I was listening to two adults. They were talking about their girlfriends. One was showing some kind of fear that his girlfriend might abandon him when she graduates from school. Why? Because he is the one paying all her bills. And he was doing that because the girl promised to marry him when she graduates from school. Is it a good idea to invest on a girl, pay all her bills, in the hope that at the end she would marry you? Let's talk about this together. We'll be right back.
No one has it all.
That's right.
No one knows it all.
Oh, yeah.
What you know, what I know, is again, it's Nick's Nuggets.
Yay.
Welcome back. Like I said, I was listening to two adults talking about their girlfriends. Might be rude for a young boy to listen to two adults talking about adult things. Well, they didn't drive me away, so I stayed and I heard what they were talking about. And now I can well remember what that discussion was all about. Now, here is a guy. He has a girlfriend. He wanted the girl to marry him. But the girl said, well, I love you. I would love to spend the rest of my life with you. I love you just as much as you love me. But I want to go to school first. I want to graduate and become a graduate, just like my other friends. I don't want to be at home just doing nothing. This idea of just stay home mom or housewife. No, I want to do something with my life. Yes. So if you love me, you would wait for me. Anyway, my dad is not even financially buoyant to sponsor my education. So, here is what I want. I would marry you. I will be your wife. I accept to date you. And you be my man for the rest of my life. But as for marriage, you have to wait until I am done with my education. In fact, I want you to sponsor me. Pay my fees. Pay my bills. Buy my textbooks. Do everything for me. Then when I come out of school, hey, after youth service, I get a job. And now we can be together as husband and wife. And the man said, are you sure you would still be my wife? In the end, are you sure you will stay with me? Are you sure that when you get to school, you will not run away with other guys? Over my dead body. Take my word for it. I am your girl for life. And so this man, he loved this girl so much and went ahead and started to sponsor her in the school, university for that matter. When she was in year 2, that was when this discussion was taking place between him and his friend. He goes, I have been sponsoring my girlfriend. 2 more years and she would graduate. I asked her to marry me now that she's in school, and she can still be going to school while in my house as my wife. But she's insisting that no, we must stay with the first arrangement, that I will be done from school, graduate. After all that has been done, before marriage can now be done. And this guy said, I'm scared. I'm afraid. I'm getting worried that in the end, this girl might just leave me for another guy. And his friend said, well, if you are so much afraid of losing her after all these investments, maybe I think you should get her pregnant. If you get her pregnant, now that she's in year 2, in year 3, she would have a baby. And then, I think she would have no option than to marry you when she finally graduates. Beautiful idea they were sharing. Well, I was too little then to understand this kind of get her pregnant, so that in the end, she would not run away from you. I was watching a story few days ago, and I kind of remembered, okay, now I know why that guy's friend was advising this boy, or that man then, to get her pregnant. That way, she would not run away. I never knew that guys would do something like that too. I never knew that a girl will be so open to receiving all the money, the resources, the labors, the sweat of a man. Take all that to sponsor her education. Then, after graduating, that same girl will turn back on that man. I never knew that a woman can do a thing like that. I thought that ladies have very beautiful, soft, and kind hearts. That they are not cruel, not wicked. That they are very beautiful and fine in the heart. That is what I thought. But as I was watching that story, it was a story of a man who actually started dating this girl even before she started her university education. Just like as I was saying, in that man's story, it was exactly the same. This guy sponsored this girl all the way from year 1 until she graduated. All the bills, the accommodation, handouts, everything about her school was from the bank account of this man. Having done everything for her, she graduated with flying colors, went for a youth service, and from the youth service, she never returned home to be with the man who saw her through school. That man was worried. The man was in pain. He was crying and weeping and looking for his dearly beloved girlfriend and wife to be. And she was nowhere to be found. As the story was unfolding, it later turned out that this girl ran away with another man. Not just ran away with him, got married to another, unknown to the guy who sponsored her through school. As luck would have it, they say this world is a very small place. After 2 years, this man ran into this woman. Hey, you can imagine. You would not go today. Tell me where you have been for 2 whole years since after going for youth service. Created a scene, and this man would not let go. It was in that scene that the husband now showed up. Why are you maltreating my wife? Why are you disrespecting my wife? Why this? Why this? Hey, calm down. You see, this is your wife. She was my girlfriend when she was in school. You know, he just told him the entire story. And now, since she is now married, this man didn't want to create too much problem. Fine. You can go ahead and marry this man that you have so chosen. But you know what? All the monies I paid, we will calculate and you pay me back my money. Since it was good enough for you to take my money and then go ahead to marry another, I think it is fair for me to take my money, then I allow you go. That was the video I was watching, and it reminded me of what I heard while I was little. The reason why I am bringing this to this platform is so that I can trigger another discussion, because I have a question to ask. Why is it that girls, not all, I know, but why would a girl do a thing like this? Why? Why, and why? In that video, I didn't hear the girl explicitly say, this is why I left you, but I could just on my own try to imagine what may be her reason. I may be wrong. But supposing I am correct, it would be very, very, what word should I use? Cruel on the part of that woman. Because in that video, it was so rowdy, I couldn't hear what the girl or the husband was saying. It was a pretty noisy video, but the message was clear. I saw that the man, this man who had been cheated, had a little disability. And I'm beginning to think that that might be the reason. You know, some girls will say, me, beautiful girl like me, you know, a graduate, well educated, will now settle down with this man who does not have his complete physical body. Some people are ashamed to identify with you as husband or wife because of disability. But they are not ashamed to spend your money. I am not saying that was the reason why this girl abandoned the man. I am just trying to figure out why, because when I saw the video, the man had a disability. So that might just be the reason. There might be something else that happened. I don't know for sure. But I do know that there are cases whereby a partner decides to abandon his or her partner based on a disability. I know. In fact, in my next video, I will share a story about how a girl decided to quit her marriage plans just because the husband to be got into an accident 2 weeks before the marriage. We do have a lot to talk about, but first of all, I'm just trying to figure out why is it. You can tell me, young ladies or men, as the case may be, it might be vice versa. Why is it that a girl will be well open to receiving gifts and monies from a man, when she knows that she would not be able to marry that man. You know that this man wants you for your wife. He brings you gifts, buys you all kinds of things. He may be rich. And so you feel that because this man is in love with you and is ready to do anything, spend any amount for you. And now you take that to be a way, an avenue to milk him dry, or take as much as you can from him. And after taking as much, you would not turn away from him. How would you describe such a woman? Because it is easy for girls to call out on men. Very easy when the problem is coming from the man. But we say less when it is a woman that is the big trouble. Like in this case, I have no way to justify the woman for doing this for a man, or doing this to a man who spent 4 to 5 whole years taking care of her bills. In the end, she just left like that. Is not this a very cruel thing to do to a man? Let me know what you think about this. And would you advise? Yes. What would be your advice to men or to women, either of them, who want to invest on each other in the hope that after this investment, the end result would be marriage? Would it not be better for a man to keep his money, allow the girl to find a way? I don't know. But I am trying to think, if I was in that kind of a situation, the only thing that will make me to sponsor a girl through school would be if I am sure and I'm knowing that this girl would marry me. Or better say, just do it for charity. Just do it for the love of helping the girl. Because I think that many cases like this don't end up exactly the way it was planned. What do you think about this kind of issue?